Hey everybody, welcome to Magical Manhattan. I'm here freezing my butt off today because I want to visit two famous comic book stores nestled right here in the Big Apple. Let's go see. Okay, so here I am at my first stop, the second floor location of Midtown Comics on the corner of 40th and 7th Avenue. This location was their first, established in 1997. They've got two other locations here in Manhattan, but really this one's the best. So one of the reasons I like going to Manhattan, especially to go comic shopping every once in a while, is because to me, Manhattan's a comic book city. I mean, if you think about all the comic book stories we grew up on, where do they occur?
Marvel Comics.
Marvel is based in New York City.
New York City.
Gotham City is basically New York at night, and Metropolis is New York during the day.
Clean New York and dirty New York.
Right, yeah, the two different aspects.
New York was the center of comics, too, because a lot of the writing, DC and Marvel, both had their headquarters in Manhattan for many, many, many years.
Right. So it's a really interesting place to go and shop for comics. Plus, the comic book stores that have survived there this long are usually pretty well established and have unbelievable selections.
And there was a time where there were a lot
more
comic shops in Manhattan. And then, you know, the 90s happened and a lot of comic shops closed down, but there are still some there that have been. Midtown Comics been there a long time. Mm-hmm. Forbidden Planet has been there a really long time.
Jim Hanley's used to have a great location on 33rd.
They still have a store there.
It's still there?
JHU has a store.
Oh, I apologize to Jim Hanley's then. I thought it was gone.
It's actually further,
it was almost right across from Empire State Building.
This one is further up and further across now. They moved to a small location.
Right. Well, I went in and went to two comic book stores.
So did you go Manhattan specifically just to go to comic book stores?
Yes. Yeah,
so
that was
if you've
the main
never
part of the
been
trip.
to Manhattan, highly recommend taking a trip to New York. And if you happen to be there, see the sights, you know, the big things, and hit some of the local comic shops. They're definitely worth going to. Possibly a little bit more pricey than the places most of us are used to.
It depends what you're going for. Like my first stop, like you saw that brief introductory video there, my first stop was Midtown Comics. It was their original location that was opened in 1997.
It was my local comic shop at one time. I worked on 42nd Street for a good part of 14 years, and I would visit Midtown Comics every Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, some Mondays.
A lot of work out there.
And my name is still. If I go in there now, I can still save my name, and they pull it up, and I'm still in this. Haven't been there in years, but it's a good place to shop. But I noticed with your trip there, they added a second floor.
They did. The location is on the second floor of the building that it's in. So you go up a sort of narrow staircase.
Probably like a Chinese food place is on one side. You would never know it was there.
Unless there's the sign out, you can't find the door.
Sparrow's on the corner.
Right.
There's a whole bunch of restaurants right around there.
Yeah, and so you go up the stairs and you turn to your left.
You give like the secret code. There's a secret handshake.
It feels that way. It definitely feels that way.
Yes.
And then once you pass through the door, you're in like a different world. It's you can't hear the street outside. I don't know how they managed to do that.
It's funny because in my memories walking up, you walk up those stairs.
Yep.
And it's comic shop as soon as you walk in there.
Yeah.
It pulls you in as a comic shop.
Well, now when you go in, there's just memorabilia. You'll see on a video that I shot, there's a bunch of collectible drinking glasses on one side in a case, and then the store just stretches back with windows on every side. Really nice.
It's a really nice location.
It is. And they have a lot of stuff. And like you said, they added an extra floor now. It's like a mezzanine level above the main sort of comic shop, where they have the back issues and a lot of toys. Lots of toys, lots of collectibles.
So that second floor, we'll see as we're talking here, that second floor is mostly back issues.
It's back issues, t-shirts, and toys. And oh my God, the prestige statues they have.
Oh, they've always been known for that.
Those like 2 foot tall.
Like right near the windows, right?
Yeah, there's a bunch near the windows, but now there's some on the back issue thing in the middle. And these are these, gigantic sideshow style,
Okay.
like big expensive stuff. You got to see it. It's amazing.
I haven't been there in years just because it's,
You already noticed on the wall?
go to Manhattan anymore.
There's a little off of the main topic, but the things I was going to say was when I went upstairs and where they have a lot of the toys, you'll see on the video again, they have the 3 like
Wise Men?
no, the big Star Wars figures from Kid Robot.
Oh, those
That
things
are
are
the-
expensive.
That are the Ralph McQuarrie
The
concept drawings.
I love the Ralph
Oh,
McQuarrie
it's so good. It's
concept
like
drawings.
Luke from Empire Strikes Back but he has like he looks like what looks like a gas mask
Yeah.
on, and the Vader with the very thin
Yes, Vader's
face.
more the helmet's more elongated.
Yeah, it is so cool.
Very nice.
Yeah, really cool. And then they have Din Djarin from Mandalorian too.
Oh, he did that concept art for that too?
No, they did, but they have a Kid Robot 12-inch figure of him, and they kind of look like Shogun warriors.
Oh, I love
like
those.
the way they're articulated. They're so nice. I didn't buy those
So
because they're super.
show one
Wouldn't
right
that be
now?
great if I just was like,
And
they're for you?
Yeah, he bought me a gift finally.
No, not
I'm always
that.
giving him gifts. He gives me nothing.
Well, that may change. Anyway, so at Midtown, I mostly went for their dollar bin. They have a dollar bin at Midtown.
They've never had a dollar bin before because I shopped there for years. They didn't have a dollar bin.
Now they actually have a dollar bin, and
That's good.
yeah. So, but that's not the first one I'm going to talk about. The first one I'm going to talk about was a new comic.
Okay.
So the first thing I got there, again, new comic. It's Betty, the Final Girl, and this is one of these sort of alternate universe Archie stories.
That's Betty from Archie?
Yeah, Betty from Archie, and it's done by various artists, and it's Betty has a dream that she is in a slasher film.
Oh.
And it's really cool. I really like it. It's very similar to like Afterlife.
horror?
Yeah, very similar to like Afterlife with Archie, which was Archie but with the zombie outbreak thing, where Jughead eats a rotten hamburger and turns into a zombie.
Okay.
Yeah, and
I'm not a big Archie fan.
I'm not a big Archie fan either, but I really like the alternate universe Archie stuff. Like Archie meets the Ramones, of course, because I love the Ramones.
Archie meets the Predator.
But yeah, there's all kinds of. That's a short story, but yeah, there's some really fun stuff they've done with the Archie universe.
Archie Punisher.
And this is part of like a little subline they call The Chilling Adventures Presents.
That looks good.
And it's got like there are Sabrina stories and there's Betty stories, Veronica stories, and all that stuff. So now we go on to the stuff I got at the dollar bin at Midtown. The first one, again, a lot of these I'd never heard of. I just grabbed them because of the covers and thought they looked interesting. The first one from the dollar bin, a series called Madame Frankenstein. It's written by Jamie S. Rich and illustrated by Megan Levins. It's a mad scientist attempts to create his perfect mate.
That's such a thing?
I imagine so, if he tries to make it. And it's actually, so far, pretty promising. I'm going to see if I can, scare up any of the other issues. See if, how difficult it is. I think it's a limited series. I think it's only about 7 issues.
Art is very simple, no
Very
color,
cartoonish.
black and white.
Yeah. So fans of Scotty Young might appreciate it, maybe, or something like that. It's it has a very underground comic vibe to it, which I like those kinds of things. Yep, Madame Frankenstein. That was the first one from the dollar bin. Second one from the dollar bin is called Pretty Violent. Pretty Violent with lots of swears. This is very similar to, if you've ever seen I Hate Fairyland
I
from
have
Image.
that, Scotty Young.
Yep. This is written by Derek Hunter and Jason Young, and it has art by Derek Hunter, colors by Spencer Holt. It's about a little superhero named Gamma Ray, and she basically wants to be a hero, but consistently messes it all up. It's a lot of fun. Again, I'll see if I could scare up some other issues, but,
So you liked it enough where you're going to look for more?
I think so, yeah.
And this is a number 1, I think.
Number 1? Yep.
Number 1.
I really aimed at the number 1s when I was there, from the dollar bin.
So yeah, you want to start off at the
want to
beginning.
start the series.
That's how we
and
should
see-
always start comics. If
Yeah.
you're trying to read a new series, try to start at the number 1.
Try to start at number 1, yeah.
You get the whole story. You don't miss anything.
And plus, the creator's going to put their best foot forward in the first issue.
They want to sell.
Yeah, right. Next is one that I couldn't pass up, even though I read DC online through the Infinite app or whatever you call it.
You heard him right.
Yeah, I like it. That's how I like it. It saves me room. I read a lot.
I don't have any room.
I read a lot of comics. I don't have a basement like this either. Anyway,
Tour coming soon.
Tour's coming.
If you like what Brian's saying, subscribe. Thanks.
Yes. So this is Star Trek meets the Legion of Superheroes. It's written by Chris Robertson, Pencils by Jeffrey Moy, inks by Philip Moy, colors by Romelu
It's always sort of
Farado.
strange that IDW owns the rights to Star Trek. Like, none of the big companies tried to own the Star Trek rights.
IDW grabbed up a lot of stuff. They got Transformers.
Like, why are they not? What?
They have a lot of that stuff. And again, I don't think I really have to explain what this is about. It's kind of a cross-dimensional kind of adventure where Star Trek, the original crew, Kirk and Spock and all of them, they meet up with the Legion of Superheroes in the future through some kind of trans-dimensional shenanigans.
Good idea for a comic.
Yeah, I just want to know which Legion of the Superhero member Kirk is going to sleep with.
Multiple girl. Because there's 3 of them, so
absolutely
that would definitely work best for him.
Right. Next, we spoke about Valiant on one of our previous episodes.
Brian's a big Valiant fan.
Actually, I don't know a lot about Valiant.
No, but we mentioned him in 2 videos already.
But there's a few.
The second video.
Well, there's a few comics that I find really interesting from Valiant. I'd like to do more exploring of their universe. So I grabbed Quantum and Woody 1 and Quantum and Woody 2, which I like this nice foil.
Oh, it is a nice foil.
Nice foil cover of number 2. Yeah. Quantum and Woody are brothers, and every 24 hours they have to clink their bracelets together or they turn into subatomic dust.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I don't know anything about Quantum.
And they have other powers.
Okay.
It's a comedy-driven series. I find it's funny in a way that, like... so
you're going to look for more of those?
Not necessarily Deadpool. It's not quite as fourth wall breaking, but it's interesting. It's fun stuff. You should check it out.
Quantum and Woody.
Quantum and Woody. Now, this one I grabbed just because of the cover and because of one name on that cover. What name do you think I grabbed this because of? One name on the cover.
Campos.
No.
I have no idea.
Ray Harryhausen.
Where? I don't even see that.
This is Wrath of the Titans
right
number
there.
1. This came out in 2007.
Ray Harryhausen. Right.
Written by Darren and Scott Davis, art by Nadir Balan, colors by Joey Campos. This is a sequel to the original Clash of the Titans movie from 1981. And it has Perseus, now a king, married to...
I love Clash of Titans.
Right. Married to his love of whatever. And I got it because it's Ray Harryhausen Presents. If you don't know who Ray Harryhausen is, he was the best stop-motion animator who ever lived, maybe next to Phil Tippett. We'll see.
He did the stop-motion animation in this movie,
In
the original movie.
The original Clash of the Titans. He did Jason and the Argonauts in the 60s.
Love Jason and the Argonauts.
And in the back of this, of course, it's a number 1. It's from Blue Water Comics. I never heard of them, but this looks cool.
I've never heard of them.
And there's a little sketchbook of Ray Harryhausen's stuff in the back. You can look at some sketches that Ray Harryhausen made. It's pretty cool.
We're letting you look at it for free. Cool.
And then in the dollar bin, I got something for Chad. I'm sure he has...
I'm getting a gift.
I'm sure he has multiple copies of this. This is the Thing, Human Torch, Marvel 2-in-1 of the, I believe, second volume.
I actually don't have this.
Ah, well, there you go. Now you got to get the rest.
When it came out, I don't know why. I love Marvel 2-in-1. And if you've been watching, we're doing a Marvel 2-in-1 all 100 issues in our shorts. It's part of our contest for the Dr. Doom Presents Marvel 2-in-1, 100 days. If you subscribe, you'll be getting every one of them. We're having a lot of fun with it, getting a lot of feedback on it. Thank you, Brian.
You're welcome. And now I'm hoping that sets him off to collect every other issue.
In it. Look at that.
What does it got?
There's an old value stamp in it. Years ago, they had the value stamps in it. They duplicated it in here.
Ooh, look at that.
Part of the thing.
That's super cool.
There you go, value stamp.
Very nice. It's better than you thought.
I got something new to my collection.
Very cool. So now next, we're going to go downtown to New York, and you'll see what I got.
We're going to ride downtown to... He's going downtown. There where it's great, he loves... I don't know the rest of the words. That's all.
I was thinking of Tallulah Clark, or Don't Sleep in the Subway Door.
I was singing downtown. Downtown. So there we go. We're going downtown.
Now we're going downtown to a little place called Forbidden Planet. Okay, so now I'm downtown in Union Square, and I'm on my way to my second location, which is going to be Forbidden Planet on Broadway. Forbidden Planet is much older than Midtown Comics. It dates back to 1981 when it opened in its first location, and then later in the early 2000s it moved to its second location where it is now. Let's go check it out. So, like you heard me say there, Forbidden Planet is one of the oldest comic book stores still open in the city.
Have you ever been there before? Is this the first time?
No, I went to the original location a few times.
I hate their prices.
Yeah, they're a little pricey for stuff, and they don't have dollar bins.
No.
The cool thing though is, you know what? They sell Blu-rays of cult movies now.
Oh, really? That's something new.
But they're a little more expensive than I would like them to be. I almost bought a Hammer film, but it was like almost $30.
That's
a bit much
on DVD.
Yeah, Blu-ray.
Blu-ray.
Yeah, it's a bit much.
That's a bit.
I thought, but I did get 3 comics while I was there, and this T-shirt. Let me stand up and show my fatness. Yeah, I got that T-shirt.
That's Snake Plissken.
They have a really good deal on T-shirts. Honestly, they got 2 for $35.
Oh, that's good.
It's pretty good for T-shirts.
So if you want T-shirts, go to Forbidden Planet.
Forbidden Planet's a good place to go. And like I said, I think I just said this. They were open since 1981. They were in one location, then they moved down the block a little bit to a different location.
Are they cleaner than they were before?
Oh, much.
Because the old store was very, very dirty.
Bad. Yeah. Well, that was also a different New York.
I'm assuming there's a new owner, would be my guess.
Possibly. But it's still a cool place to find a lot. They have a lot of toys now, too. I know.
They have a lot of comics. They have a lot of comics there.
Yeah. And they sell books and DVDs now. So anyway, what I picked up there was actually, this is funny because the day I bought this, there's a podcast called Comic Books Couple Counseling. A bunch of 2 really nice people, a married couple. They do a comic
Check them out.
They're great.
If you listen to podcasts, he does, I don't.
They were super nice to us when we used to do
We had a podcast.
Yeah. And they were really cool. They supported us. They were great people. Check them out. Comic Book Couples Counseling Podcast.
We'll put the link in our comments.
So the same day I bought this, I managed to... I bought this, and they talked about it on the Twitter. It's Blue Book.
The Twitter?
The Twitter. It was on. It's Blue Book.
Can't tell we're old.
It was written by James Tynion IV. We all know that name. Batman writer. And art by Michael Avon Oeming.
I love his James Tynion stuff.
Yeah, Michael Avon Oeming used to draw Powers, written by Brian Michael Bendis.
Yeah.
And this is a story about alien abduction, and it's really good.
And you read this already?
I read it. It's good. Very good. I highly recommend you picking this up. Give it a shot. If you like X-Files kind of stuff, this is for you.
Sounds good.
The second one I got is called Harrower, #1. That Blue Book is also #1. Harrower, #1. We see that with the glare? Okay, Harrower. Boom Studios puts out some really cool horror stuff. They've put out some really, really interesting things. This is written by Justin Jordan, art by Bram Ravel. And again, Boom Studios, they don't do a lot of stuff, but their horror work is really pretty cool.
Yeah, you do. You like Boom Studios. Boom Studios, they do... Fright Night is Boom Studios, right?
No. That's American Mythology.
Boom Studios is Big Trouble in Little China.
Yeah. Yes.
Snake Plissken stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Back to the Future. They do a lot of movie licensing stuff.
Yeah. And they do some really cool horror stuff too. So Harrower, #1. Really interesting. And the last thing I got at Forbidden Planet was Jimmy's Little Bastards. Sorry about the language. I know it's supposed to be a family show. And the main reason I bought this would
be the main reason why I wouldn't have bought it.
Written by Garth Ennis.
Oh no, that's not why. I hate this format. So if you look at
like these prestige formats.
If you look at a regular comic book, this is a regular size comic book.
Aftershock has been doing a series.
This is a prestige size comic. I can't stand these because they just don't fit into my collection. I have my collection is stored in file cabinets. These do not fit in the file cabinet the way I have them lined. So I never know what to. I have a couple of Superman ones. DC did a Rogues one. I just don't know what to do with these things.
I just stick them on a bookshelf with my trade paperbacks.
That's a good idea. I don't buy these anymore.
So this is a sequel to a series Ennis wrote a few years back called Jimmy's Bastards. And it's actually a funny idea. Jimmy is basically a secret agent exactly like James Bond. He has a different last name. I think his name is Jimmy Regent. And all of his illegitimate children team up to kill him in the first series. In the second series, Jimmy has retired, and one of his illegitimate daughters is trying to get his help to stop an assassination. It is very funny. If you're familiar with Garth Ennis' work, like Preacher, his run on Punisher, the Rifle Brigade, all that stuff, it is very, very good. It's his kooky sense of humor, very, very violent, really funny though.
Give it a shot.
Yeah, it's definitely worth checking out.
What'd you pay? Cover price for it?
Yeah, that's cover price. Yeah.
All right.
So those are all new, so I paid cover price for those.
All this stuff is new, so you could pick it up at your local comic shop right now.
Probably not that difficult to get, but out of those 3 from Forbidden Planet, Blue Book would be the one I would
Comment
check
if you've read any of the stuff that Brian mentioned in this and tell us what you think of it.
Mm-hmm.
And if you have anything you want to recommend to us to read, you're kind of getting a feel now of what we both like. I enjoy superhero comics. Brian
Mm-hmm.
enjoys the weirder side of the comic book industry.
Yeah, as far as the
Weirdness. You're weird. Just stick with it. He's weird. I'm normal. That's how
the material, like physical comics, I tend to buy independent.
Oh yeah, I forgot. He reads the
I read
the
them
new way.
on
He
the
reads
apps.
like he's 20.
That's the only thing I do like. I'm 20.
That's right.
You should have seen how tired I was from walking around Manhattan.
Well, I don't go there anymore. It's too expensive to park. It's hard to walk around. Comment on anything you're reading. We love to hear from you guys. Getting a lot of comments. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, find us on Instagram. Find us on Twitter. Find us on
Facebook.
TikTok. We have a Facebook group. You can join and share your own stuff.
Facebook. Good.
And
We'll see you soon.
yeah, subscribe, comment. Let
Love
us
what
know
you
what you
collect.
think. Collect what you love.
See you next time.
Bye.